Ford decided where that fuse box should go. So I said, I said, the bulkhead connector comes through to the fuse box. So I get in the car and I look up on the firewall to the left of the brake pedal and it's nice and smooth. No fuse box. I'm like, weird. So I see the wire bundle come through and I follow it over to the kick panel. And there's the fuse box, half behind the kick panel, half under the dash. Like, who the hell put this there?
It's a pain in the ass where it is.
My God, there was room on the firewall.
Yeah.
Oh,
Last second.
I'm loving Mustangs more and more every day.
Well, that's
it's an easy fix. Easy fix. Just rewire the whole thing and put the box where you want it.
Well, this guy, this owner, literally, if I wanted to keep this car around, everything I've said to him is like, hey, you want me to order the painless kit? You want me to order I'll order whatever you want. I'm like,
yeah.
No, I want you to take this car home and actually we're going to have to flatbed it back to New Jersey for him. But I just want this out of here for a while so we can work on something else. So, I got to see now if I can get the lights to work. And I know they work, so it's just a matter of a connection or it's something in the chain.
Ground or something. Yeah, who knows?
Well, yeah. The one thing that socket did have was a good ground because I reversed my test light and brought it over to the black terminal and the test light lit nice and bright, which is odd because usually the grounds suck.
Yeah.
So I just didn't have power, so it probably isn't coming through the switch. So for winter, you want to prepare your car for winter, make sure your headlights work because it'll melt the ice.
Right.
Except if you seen, so when you have LED lights though, I saw this one with they had this guy who was complaining about his Cybertruck. So he was driving in the snow. The Cybertruck, I guess, has this beam that goes along the front. That's not the headlight. Headlights are below. It's like a little shelf. And the guy's like, this thing's getting full of snow. I turned the headlights on. Can't see anything. And the headlights, there's no heat and it doesn't melt it. So he's like, I'm driving around. I can't see where I'm going.
Right.
In the winter. It's like, this is great design.
Okay.
Another fault of the Cybertruck.
Plus, I wonder what the amount of battery efficiency loss is for every 10-degree temperature drop.
Oh,
because you do lose. Yeah. Battery.
Yeah. Well, even just putting the heat on, I'll lose. Let's say, on the guess meter, probably 20 miles, 20 maybe 30 miles by just putting my heat on.
I
was like, oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I had 200 miles and I got like 180, 170.
Well, you could be like Lewis, just bundle up with more clothes.
Right, hoodie on.
Yeah,
That's right here. I could just hold on. Let me make sure it's the right way. Just put this on and I'll be nice and warm.
Nice.
See that?
Nice.
There you go.
Man, that's pretty fancy.
Yeah. Nice and warm.
Wait a minute. Bring it back up, show Terry.
I don't get to wear it that much though.
Guy in Florida has all the sweatshirts.
I can't complain. 40 degrees is cold. Oh no.
Look what he's rocking, Terry.
Look at that.
I'm still waiting for mine. I'm still waiting for mine.
It's easy. Go on the website and order it.
Yeah.
No.
It's coming. I got you.
No, I know you do, man. How's everyone doing, man?
Terry, I want to hear more about this Camaro clutch pedal, dude.
It's a beautiful setup.
How did you mount it?
It has 2 holes. It has 3 bolts, 3 holes. The 2 that support it through the firewall. You put some nuts on the inside of it, right? On the inside of the firewall.
All right, so you have to drill those holes, I guess. You have to
drill 3 holes.
Okay.
2 for the bolts. The center has the master cylinder, the opening for the master cylinder. Right. So it goes one little small port for the reservoir, and then the other one's a quick disconnect that goes right to the throwout.
Nice.
Easy.
Good catch. I like the modification you made on it too.
Because you know what happened? Because it sits so deep down into the
I figured that, yeah.
And so I was just like, wow, because the pedal, it looked like this. The brake and the gas pedal looked just like this. So I had to
when you showed the mod and I said, okay, he brought it forward. I said, I bet you the pedals didn't line up, and that's exactly
No, they were like 2.5 inches off. So I was like, let me just go and bring it inward. So it looks a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks a lot better.
Very good.
But yeah, I took the truck for its maiden voyage yesterday. We're tuning it, and it's one hell of a difference, man.
Danger driving the truck. Very good. Nice.
It moves because I mean, yeah, automatic fluid moves it, but I mean, when you have gears moving it, it's it's a difference, man.
Yeah, it's another world, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's a
It
great
always makes
project.
it always makes the car feel faster when you're rolling
Yeah,
through the
no,
gears.
you step on it and it's just the throttle response is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now what I'm trying to do is get the speedometer to work correct
Oh,
because because the magnetic pulse is different, so he's gonna find the right one, and in HP tuners, and that's pretty much it.
that uses GM synchromesh fluid, right? In the tranny.
That transmission they want regular automatic transmission fluid, yeah, like
So it's very
Dextron
light.
3 or 4.
Right.
Yeah. So now it's looking good. We're trying to get it to look like it came from the factory. That's the biggest.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest obstacles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it is fun.
I tell you, the garage. A year or so back, that garage was looking a lot more neat and organized than it is now. You got stuff everywhere.
Oh my goodness! I got old air conditioning. 'cause
Yeah.
I had to move it out because I had to put the 408 engine in spot. So I gotta. But it's gonna look neater this weekend because the CUDA's coming down. I think next week.
Oh wow.
CUDA's coming down, so I can finish it up. So I can at least finish my part.
Okay. Nice.
And, Lewis is like enough flame. Like let's get that car down there.
Yeah.
Get it popping.
Yeah. So
next week we're doing PRI. Ray, jump on the plane with Terry and come on over and hang out with us.
That's
One
a show.
down.
It is a show I'd love to go to too.
that's better than SEMA. I'm gonna say it's better. It's different.
Yeah,
You would enjoy PRI more so than SEMA, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drive over here and then ride with us. It's only 5 hours.
Yeah. It's true. I know I made it home from Toledo. It was 600 miles.
What's
yeah.
nice is it's only 3 days. It's a cheap getaway. You know what I mean?
Right.
You stay.
Brian in there. Brian, get over there. Come on, let's go to Indiana.
Indiana for what? PRI?
All right.
Yeah. I like to go, but
Let's do it.
I can't miss work. I'm not independently wealthy like you guys. You guys, play around with all the big wigs, sipping on Stanley cups, all bundled up.
Hey, this is a bootleg cup.
Tapping the internet from your neighbor. I mean, I got to pay. They see it's that white guy and they make me pay for everything, dude. You guys are tapping it and all kinds of stuff.
I'll come down and set you up. We'll break into their the SSID and we'll get you set up from your neighbors. Yeah, we'll get you set up. No worries.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm cheap. This is a bootleg cup. I got this from dollar store.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's okay. Hopefully one day. I mean, like I said, one day. Actually, I really Keith, you didn't go to the turkey run?
No, I didn't go.
Man, I want to do that so bad. I tell you.
I don't know. I skipped a couple. I don't think I went last year. I go every couple of years.
Yeah.
I go there. I just go there just for the day, and it's a lot. Get up in the morning, go there, walk all around for hours.
Yeah.
Drive all the way back. So it's like 3 hours there to drive there. So it's a 6-hour trip. Round trip.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I just had other stuff going on, so I didn't do it.
Yeah. I told I told the wife. She said next year for Thanksgiving. I said I'll be in Daytona. So.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll go walk around. I'll go next year.
Yeah. I got one of my distributors, one of my guys in my group. He took his G8 down, and he was down inside, and And then I had another buddy of mine. He has I can't remember what it is. It's I don't know if it's an Oldsmobile. I think it's an Oldsmobile.
Like an older one, 70s.
Yeah, well, he's got like I don't know. I can't remember what year it is, but it's a 70s. It's a full size, big body car.
Yeah,
and he's got a Cummins Duramax in a diesel.
Oh, nice.
Pretty. It's a different vehicle, dude. When you hear that thing start up and come in, you're like, holy shit, what the hell? It's kind of a.
You can put a lot of power to that Cummins, boy.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. He's got it tuned way down. I mean, it's like,
Oh yeah,
it's incredible. It's kind of funny. But he had that. That was a couple years ago. He had that down there, but he drove it down. But I don't forget about it. The only thing that brings it back is because I watch Live PD, and they have the police at Daytona. So it's funny during the 3 day or on the weekends for Live PD it's all about the turkey run, pulling over cars and people, doing stupid things and all that stuff. So, but
I mean, it's a sight. It's a sight to see when you drive around and you're driving. It's like, big block blower car, bunch of those just drive around on the road, on the street.
Yeah, they have everything down there. That's all. I mean, every make, model, anything and everything's down there. But it's all down inside the track at Daytona 500. I mean, at the track.
And then the people drive through the tunnel and they just nail it.
Drive through the tunnel and they have the whole infield. And I think they have you could drive on the track. You drive across on the track and you drive down, because that's what my buddy did. I think they go down the backstretch, and then they come down across, and then they come back over. I don't think they go into. It's hard to go. You can't. You got to do a certain speed when you're on the incline.
Yeah, it's like this. It's out of the incline.
It's funny because I used to go to Daytona every year. I had tickets for 10 years or 12 years straight, and when they would do the parade lap of the older cars and they'd come around, they had to maintain a certain speed.
Yeah.
But the funny part about it is that even at 80 miles an hour, the back end of the car slid down. So, it's driving like, I can't get, it's crab walking across the turn, across the turn because because of the banking. So, but I know that on the turkey run, they go, I think they come in and they come up by the lake and they do the super stretch, and then right before 3 they duck down and they do part of the road course across that you can drive on the track and so forth. So but I don't know, like I said, it's one of my I don't know if they still have it. I don't know what it's called now, but up in Pennsylvania they used to have the Miller Motor Show, and that was it was more stock car and dirt track racing stuff, but that was always good. I like to go that again. That was back in the day. I used to go. That was up in. They used to call it the Miller Lite sponsored it. I don't know what it is now, if they even have it today, but the turkey run is something I'd like to do one time.
And the one year I took the RV out there. And I just, the spur of the moment, I go, hey, I want to bring this in there. And they're like, oh, you're not going to be able to drive that around. It's too big. I'm like, too big? I go, you got like huge monster trucks in there and this and that. I'm like, come on. It's a 26-foot GMC motorhome. It's not that big. I could drive it around there. But they wouldn't let me in. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. But I got a good parking spot. I parked right. There was nobody there, right by the gate. They even had a guy in a golf cart bring us right in.
See, but Keith, you did it all wrong. What happened to your standard? You're supposed to say how much.
That's what I tell you. How much does it cost to get in? And they're like, no, you can't get in. I'm like, all right, whatever. But I got the good parking spot and the golf cart ride into there was fine. I was like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah.
That was worth it.
So, but that's I'm still joking at the moment about next year. I don't know how long that'll really go over, but that's
well, if you do, I'll make sure I go out there.
You tell the wife you're going. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
The
Put your foot
the only
down.
problem. Yeah, I know. I can talk tough. We're us guys all around, even though we're still alive. But I can talk tough. But unfortunately, I don't have anything really to drive to go that far. So, as a guy that has no car still, I don't
That's why
think
you go
I'd
there.
really
They have the car corral. They have the car corral. You can go there and pick something up.
pick something up and drive back. Yeah,
There you go.
Actually, you know what? I'll fly down and call you, Keith, and you come by and
There you
pick me up, right?
Fly into Tampa, then we'll drive over there.
Yeah.
Fly to Orlando or whatever. Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first time I flew in and made it to Daytona for the truck race. That was got off work, caught the plane, flew in. Dumbass me didn't take a single thing. Get down there, and it happened to be the coldest night of the year, 19 degrees, sitting there at the racetrack, me wearing a pair of pants and a T-shirt, and everybody looking at me like, obviously, this is a visitor. This is not a Florida. This guy,
The Florida guy's all bummed up. Yeah.
They think this guy comes here and thinks that it's gonna be 72 and so forth.
That's how we are in Vegas, man. Vegas has been cold the last couple of years.
Yeah. I've done that before. I went to Vegas. I'm like, oh, it's Vegas. It's the desert. And we went there. It might have been for 1 year in SEMA. And I had to buy clothes. I'm freezing. I had stores packed. Like, all right.
I never took my coat off this year. I wore my coat through the whole day. Usually it gets warm in the daytime, but man, it was cold all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Your mic's off, Terry. I got you. All right.
Just trying to say something?
There you go.
All right, there you go. All right, what'd you say, Terry? Your mic was off.
The past couple of years, it's been cold.
Yeah. Was it last year? Yeah, last year I only had one pair of pants. I had to go to the Walmart get some clothes.
Yep.
You're not the first, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm really bad because, like I said, no wonder I get stopped going through TSA inspection because I carry nothing. I take nothing. It's me, myself, and I. And, it's like, where's your luggage? I don't need any. It's like, you're in the back room, buddy. We got to ask you a few questions.
Yeah. You're sus. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm a suspect,
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I don't have time. If I need something, I'll buy it. Other than that, we got to get on the plane. We got to get going.
Yeah.
So.
Time to put my son to bed.
All right, Mr. Terry.
Make it short, sweet.
See you later.
Take care, everyone.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yep. You're out. Take care.
Peace.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how to make this is what Christmas would put up Christmas lights. So I want to make an arch and have Christmas lights. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to try one this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I use regular white PVC or gray PVC. I don't want to use. I know I could use like a metal pipe. I don't want to do that. That's going to be hard. I don't want to have this bent thing that I have to store somewhere. So I'm trying to figure. What I really want to do is make a tunnel on my driveway.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other problem is it's got to be. I don't know how tall like a UPS or Amazon truck is. 13 feet tall, maybe, or something.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be safe with 13.
Yeah, that's what someone said. Yeah, if you make it 13, you'd be good. I'm like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, you can't do stuff like that around here because you have low flying airplanes.
How do you support it so it doesn't fall back?
Yeah, the other thing. Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be my experiment for this year.
Yeah, go on Pinterest.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I should try Pinterest. Yeah.
Yeah, I get so many ideas from Pinterest, man.
Some people they take the metal concrete rods, whatever, whatever the heck they call
Rebar.
it. Rebar, jam that in the ground, put the PVC pipe over it. But yeah, then how do I stop it from going back?
You
and forth? I
need
guess
like
I
a
could buy it.
truss coming back.
Yeah,
Well, that rebar should hold it.
yeah, but still, it's not. It's
I
gonna
would
wave.
venture to say you'd have to come up with a triangulated bar more than halfway up.
Oh, to hit, yeah. So the and I want just I mean,
So probably at
can
least
see it.
10 feet up, you'd have to have a triangulated
yeah.
bar.
I can see if I had a whole bunch of them,
And then
And
you
make
could
it
tie them
easier.
together at the top.
tie them together at the top. Yeah,
And
Are
then
you
the
putting
last
up
one
just
gets
one?
anchored.
and then anchor just the front and the back. I don't know. We're
Are
gonna
you
try
putting-
one.
Are you putting one up, or
I'm just gonna do one this year to see how it works and how it looks. You
we'll
know.
do like a tent, tie rope, and pin it?
Yeah,
don't
that's
go
probably
side
what
to
I'm gonna
side.
do. Yeah, that's probably what I have to do. That's because I'm not gonna have anything driving through it. My wife's like, "Oh, can we just put an arch over this whatever we got like a reindeer. Put an arch over the reindeer because it needs some light." I go, "All right," but then I'm like, "What do I do with the lights? We just wrap it all around the thing?" I don't know.
It
Wire
could.
tie.
I don't know. I want to do it easy and easily to take it down and put it back up because if it looks good, I'll use it next year.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be this year's project. I'll see what happens.
You need to put some guide wire cable on both ends to hold it up, and so when people walk through your yard in the middle of the night, they trip and fall over because of that
Garrote
wire.
themselves.
I'll do a video of my yard. We have all the inflatables, and I don't know how many times you rip those suckers right out of the ground. I go, "Oh, let me walk this way," boom, tripping over it.
Yeah.
They give you a nice black rope, so you can't see it at all at night.
Yeah, we got there's a guy down the street has, I don't know, about 47 of them in his front yard.
You're a pain in the neck.
And I just wonder how many people try to, if they walk through, if they're tripping over all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what happens. But what happens now is, I guess probably because Florida, the sun bakes down on the material, and they only last maybe tops probably like 3 years.
The UV breaks the
Yeah, and then the air just comes out of the material.
Yeah.
We had this one, and my wife said, "Oh, it's not blowing up," and I found I repaired all the big tears in it. Like, all right, there's no tears, and I'm like, still not blowing up. And I crushed it. I go, "Oh, air's just seeping right out of the whole thing."
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, trash it. I took the fan out of it,
Yeah.
threw the rest of it out. I was like, all right.
You might have to spray it. They sell some spray for tents that'll help save that probably.
So is it flexible? Like is the stuff?
Yeah, it's
down there.
a liquid spray. You spray it on your tent, and that'll help the UV and
Really?
Yep.
I need to look for that stuff. Tent spray or something, right?
yeah.
Yeah, some kind of UV spray.
Oh, something sealer, tent sealer or something. Maybe that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I can try it. I mean, it's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt it.
Yeah.
Flex. I see Flex Seal.
That stuff is amazing.
Use that stuff. I'm just worried, like when it deflates. I guess it doesn't matter if it deflates and it's not. It gets deformed. Who cares? As long as when it's inflated, it looks fine.
Mm-hmm. Yep. People laugh about that Flex Seal, man, but I use it on all kind of stuff, and it works.
I used it on my convertible top. It worked pretty good.
Yeah. I did it on my front porch, like where the porch meets the house. It had a crack. It had a crack in it, and water was going down and that going into the basement.
Yeah.
So I put that Flex Seal tape on it, and I haven't had a drop in there.
Yeah. That's the other thing is that stuff is expensive.
Yeah, it's been 4 years.
Yeah. I bought some. I was like, oh, it's how much? I'm like, holy crap. It's like, I don't know, $20-$30 for just a little piece, 5 foot or whatever.
Don't,
like,
it don't play around though.
yeah. Yeah. It works nice. Yeah.
They make it in a paste too, not a paste, but like a gel. You can get it in a can. And
Yeah, just like put it on with like a brush or something.
Yep.
And Flex tape also.
Yep.
Yeah, we sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tomorrow I'm gonna go buy some more gel. de-geller, that 911 stuff.
Diesel gel.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna fill the tank up and then throw a whole bottle in.
Change your fuel filter.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's waxed up.
Yeah, I haven't started it since the temperature dropped.
Did you do what'd you do for your water tank? Did you put water in it yet, or
Yeah, I have some water in it, but it's under my bed. So
you think it'll stay warm enough?
yeah, I got my electric heaters in here now.
Yeah, because I know there's stuff you could like put in there.
Mhm.
It's like pink stuff or something like that, right?
Yeah, winterize it. Yep.
Winterize it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't do any of that stuff.
Yeah,
Doesn't
you're
get cold.
Floridian.
It doesn't get cold enough. Doesn't get cold enough long enough for anything to freeze. So
Well, I hope not to be in this cold next year and any year after that.
yeah.
Wherever it's warm, that's where I'm gonna be at.
Yep.
Yeah, the fuel filter. Is that that's just a canister, right?
Mhm. Yep.
Bolts on the side.
Yep.
And it has a bolt through the bottom going up or whatever. I can't remember. Or is it a spin on?
It's a spin on.
Spin on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you change that, when you pull down before you put your new fuel filter in, you want to fill it with ATF.
ATF.
Automatic transmission fluid. Fill up the filter because you don't want to suck air because you're not going to be able to start. I mean, then you'll have to prime.
Right.
But the ATF, the transmission fluid will flow faster than diesel, and it has a lower flash point, so it'll help it start versus if you're cranking it. Because if you don't fill that and when you fill it up and you let it sit and let it soak in, and you fill it up some more. You want to make sure you don't have a lot of air because you'll turn it. Actually, what will happen is if when you go to start it, it may start and then cut out because it sucked air, and then it's a bitch to get the thing started back up again. You get to prime it.
Yeah, I've had
but the ATF is fast flow. It flows faster than diesel, and the flash point's different, and it'll keep you from, sucking air. And
that's good to know.
But I carry 5 gallons of ATF. 5-gallon thing of ATF. If I ever run out of diesel, I can at least it'll run on it.
And the correct word for that difference in flowability is?
Flowability?
Flowability is the word, I think.
Well, I kind of just made that one up, but talking about ATF as opposed to diesel and how it flows at different temperatures, it's viscosity.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, viscosity.
Well, I'm sorry, I left my white coat and clipboard in the other room, so
it's gonna be a test.
I know. I do have the glasses, and if I get the hair, I'll get the Einstein here.
Yeah,
there you go. Get some gel or something in there. Yeah,
right.
Stick your finger in a socket. That'll do it.
Yeah, that's see. A lot of people don't understand about diesels, man. There's a lot of little tricks and stuff you can do, and people are scared of them because they don't know. Like Terry. He won't even look at a diesel.
You have air brakes or is it air brakes?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like another thing with air brakes is put some rubbing alcohol on the line so that you don't it doesn't the line because there's condensation. There is a dryer in there in the system, but like I said, age wise, you get a little freeze in there. That water will freeze and you won't have brakes.
Right.
Or the brakes. You should. I don't actually. It's in the tool truck. I just got them for a guy down the street. I gotta call him. But they make a long socket to go into the air brake because if you get one that's stuck on, you're done. You had to. It's a 3/4 inch. It's 7 inches long. That goes down in the center, and you break that loose so that if your brakes get jammed or stuck on,
You can release them. Yeah.
You can release them.
I think I might have that. See, when I sold my trucks, man, I have to look at some bins. I think I might have that wrench.
Yeah, it's a long socket. It's like 3/4 of an inch, and it's like 6-7 inches long or whatever. Go down to the center to break to unlock the on that, because if it locks up, you're done, dude. I mean, you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I don't know what's better, driving without brakes or having ones locked up, but you know, if you got to move, you got to move it.
Well, the other surefire way is you get a 4-wheel disc brake kit from CJ Pony Parts, and you're guaranteed not to have brakes either.
Guaranteed.
Ask me how I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to refresh myself on all the diesel stuff.
Yeah. Or do the we want to make it look good. I like your video today, Ray, about we're going to run a 6-inch or a 7-inch brake booster and not have enough vacuum.
Right.
You know, I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't. Well, maybe we should wait till we go off air. Because I don't want Chris to hear me, because Chris does have a point about when you really try to redesign.
Sometimes, yes, I'll agree with that 100%.
You know, there is I mean, I always joke about, like, when I working on the Porsches and somebody trying to redesign the race car. You know, I mean, you know, you already, I mean, that's, you're not, you know, you're not going to really change that car.
You know, I've done it over and over. I'm doing it to my car now, and you know, it means changing things and going back, but I look at it as a learning process. And you know, if nothing else, you keep your mechanical skills up because you'll be working on something. And you learn what works and what doesn't. But I you know, that one guy, the guy from today was saying how, you know, it's like basically what makes you think you could design it better. What makes you think the aftermarket could design it better or put all the hours into it that the factory did.
Right.
And I kind of disagree, because when I get into an argument with somebody about that, about stock versus aftermarket, I said, yeah, the stock stuff has a lot of hours of very intense engineering put into it to make it go that way. But they're also very concerned about cost and, you know, reliability for warranty purposes. After that, they don't give a shit. I said the way I always saw it was the aftermarket started where the factory left off and then modified it from there to make it usually more in a high performance vein.
And they correct the problems that
A lot of times.
Yeah, they upgrade
Yeah,
the
a
problem.
lot of times, or sometimes, yeah, they fix the issue or the problem. No, I agree. I mean, there's some things, but
I see it both ways. I mean, if your factory car does whatever the system is you're working on, if it does that thing the way you like it, then leave it. I say leave it alone. Don't change it. Just, you know, maybe change it, put new components in, of course, freshen it up, but don't modify it. You know, if, like in the case of this Mustang, the steering was atrocious. I mean, it was not safe. So this car needed a steering upgrade.
see,
you know?
right. When you talk about that steering, that is because unfortunately that control valve thing hanging down there was nothing but issues and problems. You know, it was, you know, that type of improvement is a well-deserved improvement. I mean, that's, you know, like I said, reliability. That, you know, like I said, that's a good example of doing an aftermarket update or fix, unless you know want to be like, you know, Jay Leno and have something that's
Yeah, and
Never
some
been
guys,
touched.
and some guys want the stock stuff from 1943. That's what they want. And if they have a car that's all original like that, yeah, okay, I get it. For preservation purposes, that's good. We need to have that stuff around too. There's a place for everything.
Yeah.
And I've always been and still am a big modified guy. I love to modify stuff and use modified parts. Even if it's just aftermarket stuff, I think it is better. The guy from the other day where he was really poo-pooing fuel injection, modern fuel injection, he kind of sounded like Uncle Tony. Well, you put a Petronics in a distributor and you get stuck on the side of the road, and what's going to happen? Well, he's right. And I remember back to my earlier motorcycle days when motorcycles were coming in with electronic ignition, and brand new Harley Davidsons had from 78 and a half up had electronic ignition, and the diehard old school whitebeards were like, I ain't using none of that shit. They would convert it back to points, or they took a points plate and they threw it in a saddlebag and kept it with them so they could change it on the road. And I was like, man, that's diehard. But I think I've seen a lot more point failures and mishaps in my days than I've seen electronic ignition failures.
Yeah.
So to say you got a Petronics in there, it's probably going to fail. I don't know about that. And then, he was down on the fuel injection, and it's like, and now, here's a guy who converted to fuel injection, and everything he said wasn't worth the cost of doing it. I'm saying that is worth the cost. So I would directly oppose everything that guy said. Yeah, there is a cost factor involved. So, but if you're willing to incur that to have easier starts and more reliability and all the other good stuff. And he said, all those sensors, that ton of sensors. Really, I think there's like 4. What do we got? 4. 4 sensors. Big deal. It's not like I don't know. So anyway, it all depends on what set of eyes you're looking at it through.
Yeah.
And hey, you do what you want. You do what you want with your car, and and I'll do what I want with mine. Just don't make me watch a dopey YouTube video.
Yeah.
Well, he did say it was all in fun and games.
I wonder, though.
I like to know where you said he was from Maryland. I don't know where.
I caught the Maryland plate. That's why I'm looking at the plate at the end of the video, and it was a yellow, like a mustard color plate. And I'm like,
yeah.
So the camera stayed on it long enough, and I did see Maryland on the bottom. That's why.
Yeah, it's an old. Yeah, that was like a Chevy 2.
No, that was I thought that was like a Falcon, or like a Falcon, or a what other Ford would it be?
I don't know.
It's 2 round headlights and square fenders.
Because he did a picture flashback to that Mustang. He said something about a Mustang, but I could have sworn it was a Chevy 2. I don't know.
No, because it was a Ford. Because then he made the quip about the distributor being where it should be.
Oh yeah, instead of being in the stupid in the back,
right.
Or whose idea was to put it in the back.
Now I'm reading the magazine. I'm going to send you this magazine. There's a couple of good things that you're going to want. One of them was they were showing like a 66 Mustang. It was a race car. It was a modified stock. It was an SD class. And what the guy was showing was he used a couple different intakes, these high-rise dual quad intakes. And he said he found that the biggest problem was the stock distributor he was using a 289. And he said the stock distributor wouldn't clear. So he found a Ford distributor, or a distributor made for a Ford, that if you could picture the base of the distributor, it was kind of like solid and the cap was offset forward so that it cleared that dual quad intake. I was like, wow, that's the same problem that we have with Pontiacs. If you put a tri-power or a dual quad intake on a Pontiac V8, you can't use an HEI distributor because it won't fit. So you have to use either a small cap. This is a Mallory Unilite. This is a Mallory dual point. You got to use a small cap, or like in my case, I bought a new Petronics billet distributor, small cap. And now with the fuel injection, I have a Holley
See, I can't make out the car.
Oh yeah, that's a Falcon. What do you guys?
Is that a phone?
That's a Falcon.
I don't.
What did you?
You sure?
I'm pretty damn sure.
Because that's got a weird emblem. I don't remember.
It's not a Futura because that would be bigger. I'm pretty sure that was like maybe the first year of the Falcon when they went from the round fenders, they went to the square fenders.
I just don't remember that center grill piece.
Yeah, I do. I remember that. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, his big beef was his underdrive pulleys or whatever.
And the pulley. Well, he said it was slipping. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it looked like your belt's fucking glazed over. I don't know how many belts stay in the same shape that when you take it off.
I know.
It's only about 15 years old and glazed because it's overheated.
Well, he did say they were on. There was on it when he bought it. So I got, no worries on that. And that's the thing. There's something I learned many years ago about belts. You have to get the right pitch belt to match the pitch of the pulley. Mm-hmm. So if your pitch on the belt is narrower than the pulley, you're going to ride at a different spot and you're going to have all sorts of trouble.
Well, that's like you on the show, and I texted Chris, this guy, I needed like a 47.5-inch belt. That was the belt that I needed on for the tool truck. And I had a belt that snapped, and so I'm like, go into the parts store, and I said, I need a belt, and they said, well, what is it for? And I said, look, dude, I just need a 47.5-inch belt, and he's like, well, I need to know what type of vehicle. I said, it's a Isuzu truck. Well, I don't know. I said, look, dude, it's real simple. I need what kind of belts you carry, Dave? Okay, I need a 95 47.5. It's real simple. This is what I need. And the guy's like, I don't have that. All I have is a 47.3. That's fine. That's enough. Well, it's not we're talking 0.2 of the adjustment. I have plenty of adjustment. It's like, dude, that's perfect. I don't know if this is going to work for you. Don't worry, I won't be back.
Right. Well, it's like what I went through. In fact, I went to the AutoZone that we have an account with, and I told the guy what I needed, and I said, listen, this isn't a stock application. We put an aftermarket steering system on this car, so I have to find what fits. And he's looking at the computer, and he says, oh, man, you know where the belts are. Just go in the back.
Yeah.
All right. So I didn't find anything, and he actually told me to go to the auto parts store, the independent auto parts store that's right up the block from my house. And I said, you know what? The guy's name is Dustin. I said, Dustin, let me tell you something. I said, that was my next stop anyway. I said, because they're literally up the block from my house. And when I went in there and I was talking to those guys, I explained to them what I wanted. They fully understood. I said, by the way, now AutoZone, the AutoZone guy actually told me to come here, not knowing that I deal with you guys. He goes, you're not the first person that said that. Because they don't know shit about belts. I'm like, they don't know shit about a lot of things.
Yeah.
So
the computer doesn't pop up. They don't know what to do.
And I tell you, that night when I was going to bed, I'm asleep, going to sleep, and I'm thinking, like, man, if this auto parts store closed, I would be so shit out of luck. Because these guys I call them a hard parts store. Yeah. They know they have the hard parts. They know what the hard parts are. They understand that not everything is a simple job. A lot of times you're doing a complex thing, or you're doing you're making something fit, and they work with you. Whereas the AutoZone guy, if it isn't in his computer, he doesn't know what to give you.
Yeah.
And even that, their computers suck. Because I was trying to get tie rod ends for this Mustang, and I had an issue with the sleeve size, and I saw there were two different size rods, and I made him pull them up. I figured it would tell me on there what the pitch was. No, nothing. Just two different part numbers. They don't tell you at all what the size is.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is a computer program that should have that information in it, but it doesn't. Yeah. And he's like, well, I just go.
It's like back in the old days, that parts rack book that you got, and you just go in the back, and they have the specs and the drawings and the layout of all the parts. I mean,
right.
That's I did that with the radiator for the Mustang. I wanted a bigger radiator, capacity wise, and but I had to have, I wanted the same inlet and outlet on the hose, for where the hose is, and
Right.
you just go back there and you looked at the pictures and you had your measurements and hopefully you measure twice before you cut, but you just, all the information's right there. Those, like I said, it's a lost art. People say, they just look on the screen and say, we don't have it. And
right.
You're pretty much screwed unless,
These guys kind of got to know me now, because usually the question is, what's the application? And and they know not to ask me. They know I'm going to tell them it's, it's a Ford motor and a Buick, or, it's, some of the crap we get, they're going to say, like, what do you
like those, what was that thing? I think did I send it to you? The guy that had the G body with a Hemi in it.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
I'm like, God, that's like, he had a cut 442. I don't know what it was. I can't remember what it was, but he had a SRT Hellcat motor in it, and I was like, holy shit! I mean, this is like, you want to talk about, it's bad enough when you put a LS in a Mustang, you know what I'm saying? But you're taking and putting this Dodge thing in a GM. I mean, that's crazy.
That's a big motor. It probably took up every inch of that
motor. Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
But it was funny because you hear the car. You hear it was I think it was a Cutlass. I think it was and you hear that thing coming down the road. You know that sound from the Dodge. And you're like, man, that sounds funny. And all of a sudden you're like, holy shit! And the guy goes, yeah, I pissed a lot of people off. I got this Hellcat in my GM. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, whatever makes it run, that's the key.
Like, wow, that's a hell of a difference.
One of my buddies got a 442. I would love to get it, but my projects list is kind of crazy.
A friend just sent me one on Craigslist yesterday. It's a 79, and it's been in a garage like forever. White with the gold trim.
That was a Hearst Olds.
Yep, that's what this one is.
Yeah, and the guy was asking $6,000. So it looks barn fresh. It's got all sorts of dust on it and all. And I'm saying, well, if it's got documentation, he says it's got low mileage. So if it's got documentation, maybe. But
that's pretty cheap.
It's a 354 barrel car.
Wonder if it has the lightning rods in it.
I don't know. It didn't. Yeah, it didn't show. Yeah.
I don't know if they did it in that year. In 79.
Was it the 80s that they did the lightning?
83 and 84 they did.
Oh, okay. Really? I thought it was. Yeah. I thought that was the.
I don't know if they did it then. 79.
I think they did it in 75 or 6, didn't they?
They had the dual gate.
Yeah.
75. They had the dual gate shifter.
The light rods were 3 rods.
Yeah. It was just a gimmick. Just 1, 2, 3. I mean,
Keith, stop. We're supposed to be excited about stuff like that.
Well, I had it. It was just a big pain in the neck to try to get it to shift.
Really?
Oh, stop.
Yeah. If they weren't lined, if they're not adjusted right and this and that, I couldn't get it to shift. So I just used the big one and just go into 1 to 3, or park or whatever. I didn't mess with the other ones.
Yeah, never mind. We're still alive. I'll tell you later, Keith.
Well, it is 10:30, so we can break off.
I'm trying to behave myself today.
Yeah.
So, everybody from YouTube and Facebook, thank you for watching Playing a Traffic Show. We do this every Thursday night at 9:00 Eastern. So please tell your friends. If you want to check out what we're doing on the off hours, check out the website, playingintraffic.com. All right, people. Have a good night.
Bye, Lois.
Take it easy, guys. Be
See
safe.
You too. Bye.
Righty.